Hello, we are going to start reading our new book today, The Constitution of the United States. Our first vocabulary word is the word government. Government is a noun that means a group that makes rules for others. We are going to see that our country, the United States of America, has a government that was made long ago. Find the truth. Everything you are about to read is true except for one of the sentences on this page. Which one is true? True or false? The Constitution is made up of all the laws of the United States. True or false? The Constitution created today's U.S. government. Find the answer in this book. Contents. Number one, what is the Constitution? Number 2, the divided states of America. Number 3, the Constitutional Convention. Number 4, working out all the problems. Number 5, the Constitution in action. Introduction. One other thing you will notice about this book is that there are picture captions. Remember that a caption tells a little bit about a figure or a diagram or a drawing. Christine Taylor Butler also places arrows to show where the caption goes. On page 7, you can see the caption pointing to the Constitution. Let's read the caption together. The United States has the oldest written constitution in the world. A constitution is a powerful piece of paper. It can create a government where there was none. And it says what the government can and can't do. The Constitution of the United States is more than 200 years old. It still guides our country today. Here's another caption that says the original Constitution is on display at the National Archives in Washington, D.C. First focus. As we read the book together, let's first read the text on a page and then the caption. Before we begin, notice at the bottom of page 5 that the table of contents continues. After the very last chapter, there are additional interesting facts. Our author gave us a chapter title that is a question. That means that the author is telling us that this first chapter will answer that question. Let's focus on it. What is a constitution? Today, we will be reading chapter 1, pages 6 to 11. What is a constitution? A constitution is a powerful piece of paper. It can create a government where there was none, and it says what the government can and can't do. The Constitution of the United States is more than 200 years old. It still guides our country today. Creating a government. The Constitution created a federal government. That's a national government that shares power with a group of smaller governments, such as states. The U.S. federal government has many powers. It can pass laws, it can collect taxes, it can also form a military. People in all states must follow the laws passed by the federal government, but states have the power to pass their own laws. The United States had formed a military by 1794 when the Army defeated a group of Native Americans in the Battle of Fallen Timbers. The Constitution set up 3 parts or branches of the government. It created the office of the president, who is the leader of the country. It created a Congress with the power to make laws, and it created a system of federal courts to try important cases. Federal Hall in New York City housed the United States government before 1790. In that year, the capital moved to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And then there's the picture of Federal Hall. The leaders of the new nation had many problems to solve and arguments to settle. Should the federal government be weak or strong? Should big states have more power than small states? And who should be counted as a citizen? The Constitution answered all these questions, but getting it written wasn't easy. In 1787, leaders at the Constitutional Convention decided on a government that still runs the United States today. Who needs a constitution? The country just didn't work right before the Constitution was passed in 1788. Here are some examples of the problems. The states wouldn't give money to the federal government. The government couldn't pay the army. Soldiers often just went home. The states made each other pay very high taxes on goods. It was hard to do business. Pirates caught American sailors and made them slaves. The United States had no army to protect it. This illustration of pirates by N.C. Wyeth is from the book Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson. There are some interesting facts here. The text says that soldiers couldn't get paid, that states had high taxes, and that there were pirates. I have to determine what is really important. I know that these things are true, but they are not the most important idea. The most important idea is that there were lots of problems, and that's why the United States needed a constitution. So our author gave us a chapter title that is a question. That means that the author is telling us that this first chapter will answer that question. So when we come back together this afternoon, we're going to think about what is a constitution. And our second focus, when we reread together, what kind of government did the Constitution create?